right, good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing today on a Tuesday? Good to see you. Vance, number 1 in the chat today. Good to see you, Vicky, as well. All right, so what we're going to do is we welcome our Chord Academy. This is a Chord Academy lesson, and I sent you guys the PDF as well for block 1 of the new course coming out. And so we have a lot of fun things. We're just going to kind of do a review from yesterday, and I wanted to make sure our Chord Academy has this PDF with all the voicings. So we have a new course that's coming out very soon. It's called Simply Beautiful Jazz Voicings, and it comes with a really cool loop, and it's 2 different versions of the loop, and then we put all the blocks. Now what I call a block is like this is block 1, so it goes here, and then it goes here. It's like a 2-5-1-6 or 2-5-3-6. The whole course is based on this chord progression. But what you're going to do is you learn these chord formulas so that you can transpose any of these voicings in any key. All right, so let me say hello like we always do, and you guys do to each other. Rick, good to see you. And Dad, good to see you. T-Man, everybody say hey to T-Man as well, and as well as Rick, the Gandalf of iMusicAcademy. And so we welcome our friends. We're live on YouTube as well, occasionally. Well, actually a lot of the time I've been going live for both academies, the All Access group and the Chord Academy, just because we have an awesome YouTube community. And so we welcome you guys. So make sure you guys like this video. It does help. And also what I don't often say is turn on your notifications so that you always know when I go live, because I've been going live a lot at iMusicAcademy. All right, so my Chord Academy, you guys have this PDF, and let's go ahead and dig in again and just talk about what we're doing here. So block 1, I sent you guys this PDF, and it has all keys. So this is just one section of the course, just so we're clear about that. Within our courses now, we do the picture diagrams as well as sheet music, as well as detailed fingerings and all that. So you're going to see from block 1, imagine how much you can get done when you start taking these chord formulas and you pick one idea and you go through all keys. So just know that this is going to be very helpful for you guys. And this is just one little section in the entire course. And what we'll do this morning is transpose just a couple of keys just to kind of go through and get familiar with transposing all these things. Okay, so the very first thing we'll do is visit this and spend a little time again on this D minor, right? This D minor 7, we did this yesterday. We know that that's an F triad in second inversion, my favorite inversion of the triad. And listen how nice it is just to go in half steps, right? And these are this whole course is built on what I call simply beautiful jazz voicings. You don't have to play anything really crazy, like a million notes to sound good. And I want you guys to know that. I mean, like even this right here, it's a F triad with D minor. Now, what is really important to know is that I want everybody to learn about your major scales, right? We talked about this yesterday. C major has no sharps, no flats. And what we do here is we can use our chord formulas, what we call chord formulas. If I wanted to build a simple C7 kind of voicing, and I said, all right, 3 of the C scale, flat 7, 9. Okay, that's a bluesy C9 voicing, and that wants to go to, let's say, an F13. Notice that my 2 bottom notes went down by a half step, and now I have an F13 voicing. Now, whenever I go to whatever chord, from one chord to the other, I think of this for C major. I think of the C major scale, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I go, what's the 3rd note? What's the flat 7? Normally C major has B natural. I go flat 7 and 9. And this is so important because throughout this whole course, you're going to need to know your major key signatures and your scales so that you can say, all right, when he goes from the C chord to the F chord, let's say, for instance, you need to know the F major scale, which has 1 flat. Why do you need to know that? Because now, whenever you go to a different chord than the one you're on, you think of that major scale when you're building out the chord. A very important thing, and put got it in the chat if you understand that. So this simple voicing right here where I go C9 to F13, now I'm thinking of the F scale, which again has 1 flat, B flat, and I do flat 7, 3, and 13 from an F scale. And you always go left to right when you're doing what we call chord formulas. Now this course, when you see it, it has chord formula is going left to right, and whenever I put a comma, it's to separate the hands. So this one will say root and comma, so root or 1, and in the right hand you have flat 7, flat 3, and 5, okay? So flat 7, flat 3, and 5. Good to see you, Doug. And of course, I also sent this to our YouTube community, our YouTube members. Doug, you should have got your PDF this morning as well. And Vance has his, so you guys are off and running. All right, so this right here, okay, are we good on that? Now, what I like to do is everybody to what we call sitting on a voicing. You have this right here. And I go, all right, yeah, I know it's an F triad. I can arpeggiate that. I can go and get really fancy with that. Just take the notes and go up. I can put the pedal down. I can also go down by half steps. Hey, George, good to see you. Everybody say hey to George. George, I hope you got your PDF there. I know I sent it to you as well. You're a member of Chord Academy. All right, so now I'm practicing. I'm practicing in half steps. I like the sound of that. Like, to me, I love the way C minor sounds. And notice another thing that I'm doing is whenever I play this voicing right here, I'm thinking about rolling it up. That's a nice sound here. And you guys know that the most common progression in jazz is 2 and 5. So even these first 2 chords, listen how beautiful those are together. 2, 5. Now, I want you to notice something that's happening here. If I play this D minor 9 and I have my chord formula that we already talked about, a couple things you can do that are really nice. You can roll up that bottom note. So D is my root note, my target note, and I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. So I go right here. Now, I want you to notice in my right hand, of course, we know we have an F triad in second inversion. But watch what happens if I just go down by a half step. It gives me an E triad in second inversion, and there's my G, and with a flat 7, and then we have 3, 13, and flat 9. Listen to how amazing those two sound together. So this would apply to any key I'm in, right? If I'm here, and I'm going to go down, and I'm going to start the same thing, and I'm on C minor, watch what happens. I could roll it up, and I'm going to go 2, 5, 1 or 2, 5 in the key of B flat, which is C minor to F. Watch this. Bottom notes are going to go, all the notes in my right hand are going to go down by half step, and you have that. Listen how beautiful that sounds. And once again, I can arpeggiate that if I want to, right? Let's do that again. I'm here and I go. What I did there, just a little bonus tip, is I created a little tension by taking that F chord and I went up a half step, kind of back as a little tension moment, and you can even go down. But we started here. Let me show you a little bonus voicing here. It's very simple but very nice and very open sounding. If I did the 2, 5, 1 in the key of B flat and I go C minor, and I do this little trick where we go down a half step in the right hand, and I'm here, it gives me an F13 with a flat 9, and then I went right here. Listen how simple that voicing is. B flat, so here's the 1 chord, B flat and D. That's the root and the third of the B flat scale. So B flat has 2 flats. It's B flat and E flat. So I'm here, I give you the 6th note, the 9 note, and the 9th and the 5th. So you have that right there. Let's do that again. Now, I want you to see something that's about to happen that's pretty amazing. Okay, now before I say anything else, I need you guys to know something really important here. is that once you learn all of these different chords, you're going to start to notice, like, you're going to have this chord in your repertoire, in your mind, in your fingers, so you can use it at any time. And I'm about to show you how crazy it is. If I go 2, 5, 1, 6 in the key of B flat, I want you to see something that happens. I'm going to go 2, and now I'm going to go 5, and I'm going to add this little 1 chord that we did, which is a beautiful, just a nice way to do that. I go B flat. Somebody needs to write this in the chat. Let's actually practice our chord formulas. I'm going root, so we're thinking of the B flat major scale. I'm doing the root, the 3rd, the 6th, the 9th, and the 5th. Another thing I need you to notice is that is a 4th voicing, right? We talked about that yesterday, how awesome 4th voicings are. And once you get that shape down, you can use it on so many different chords, right? Right now we're using it right here, G, C, and F. G up to C is 4 notes away, and C up to F is 4 notes away, C, D, E, F. So you have that. Now watch what happens if I go to the 6th chord. It's what we already learned in the other key. It's root, flat 7, 3, 13, flat 9. So here's the entire loop. Again, we're transposing this to the key of B flat. And we go like this, or roll it up. Isn't that nice? Yeah, Rick's got it. Thank you for that, Rick. Okay, now let's go back to the key of C, exactly as it's written. There's 2, there's 5, here's 1. Now what's the difference in this right here and the other one we did? Rick, I need you to write this down. So we're going to do 2 chord formulas. You already wrote down, I could see where you put down the one I just did, but we're going to go root, and then comma, 7, 9, 5. Okay, that's kind of important, because if I was here in the key of B flat, root, and I go 7, 9, 5. So the difference between this voicing for B flat and this voicing are a little bit different, aren't they? But they're both really nice, and they go with this loop that is in the chorus, right? So you have this, which we're about to get to that money note right there, or this money chord. This is the one where you either run from it or you embrace it. All right, let me check and see how the chat's going this morning. You guys are always active and so awesome, so I appreciate you, all of you. All right, so let me catch up here. Yeah, so George is here. George got his PDF. Very good, George. Thank you for being not only a longtime supporter of iMusicAcademy, but a member of the Chord Academy. Doug, thank you for being a YouTube channel member. Rick, All Access member. T-Man, All Access. And Vicky, of course, All Access. And Vance, YouTube channel member. Awesome to have you as well. Really appreciate your support, everyone. And to our YouTube community. You guys are amazing. All right, now let's keep digging in with this. We're about to get into the other chord, which is really important. And what I would also say is, if anyone has any questions regarding anything that we're doing right now, go ahead and put it in the chat. We love to hear from you guys. And Bill, good to see you. Bill is our newest member of iMusicAcademy on the All Access group. Thank you so much, Bill, for being here. Bill got his PDF this morning. Okay, very good. And don't be overwhelmed by even this one section that has everything in all keys, because this is the process. If you were on the stream yesterday, you know that we went over this yesterday, and I'm going to keep going over these kinds of things so you understand them. Now, before we get to this third measure, which is the C major chord, I want you guys to understand something really important, is that as I sit on a voicing, we have our chord formula for D minor. We say, all right, root, flat 7, flat 3, 5. Okay, root, flat 7, flat 3, 5. So when I go to C, I can do the same thing. Root, flat 7, flat 3, 5. And notice that I'm saying it out loud. Yes, I'm kind of the teacher here, but I want you guys to do the same thing. Get used to saying root, flat 7, flat 3, 5. And another thing I'm noticing is that not only is that a chord formula, but I also start to associate a D minor 7 with D with an F triad. So somebody write just D, comma, F. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is when you go here for G13, yes, I want you to know root, flat 7, 3, 13, flat 9, and I want you to be able to get that chord formula under your fingers. But I also want you to start to associate a G7 with an E triad, okay? As I said yesterday, you hear all these Oscar Peterson and thousands of other jazz greats, is that they do this idea of, like, you have, all I did was played an E triad here, and you can do inversions of the E triad. You can go here, that's just E triad, B, E, G sharp, E, and even that's an E triad, that's an E triad, just 3 notes. Isn't that nice that you can do that? So I could technically use it like this. I could go. And notice how even right there, I did several things where I rolled up the chord. On the first D minor, I rolled that up. Don't you like the way, if that it is like hot sauce, just somebody write sauce in the chat. to me, the difference in this and this, I prefer the second one, and the reason is it just gives it a nice flavor. You just roll up to it and just practice going 3, 2, 1. I use this on tons of things. Or you can write in sauce, or you can write in roll up, because I do this all the time. I roll up and I roll down. I just think it adds a lot to whatever you're doing voicing wise, right? And that's just another skill like everything else, right, Rick? We do this where we go. We're going to roll up the voicing. And just remember, you hit the voicing in the right hand after you've rolled up. So we have 2, 5, and we have 1, and then we have the next one, which is 6. Okay, so in order to get this right here, in our right hand, and this is an A major scale, right? A major scale has 3 sharps. And just so you know, guys, for Chord Academy and for All Access, I'm going to send you guys a scale PDF, okay? And for our YouTube channel as well, our YouTube members, I'm going to send this iMusicAcademy. We're going to start with the sharps. So I'm going to send you guys a PDF that has the sharps, the order of sharps, because we started talking about that yesterday. Let me go ahead and do something really quickly here. And I think with the, let me just do something really quickly. As we go through this Google Drive, we're still using Google Drive for another week or 2, and then we're switching to a different platform, just so we're all on the same page. But as I do this scale PDF, let me pull the order of sharps really quickly. Scale PDF. Let's see if I can find that. Okay, so let's do the order of sharps. Let me just click this. IMA. Oh, wow. All right, this is crazy what I'm about to send you guys. Okay, now I have a really cool, I think it's a cool way of teaching scales. It's something that I developed a long time ago. It's not that like I'm fancy or I've done anything really special, but I do think that this is a game changer, what I'm about to show you guys. I always like to be able to say whatever I'm doing, I want to say it going up and down. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. No matter what the scale is. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G. So the reason I did that is I wanted to make sure that whenever I play a solo, anything, I know exactly the notes C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, going up as I do going down, or going down as I go, as I know going up. And I want the same thing for you guys. And so I decided to break these up in the rhythm. So I do a rhythm like C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and I put a comma in between every single one. Let me just show you guys this PDF right here. Just 1 second. This will change everything for you guys, for us here. So I'm going to share this link. And I'm going to put restricted on it because this is for our Academy members, but you don't have to be a member to have this link, to see what we're doing here. There's no secret or anything. It just spells it all out here. I'm going to gift this to all of our academies. So here we go. And this is the order of sharps, and let's just talk about this. I think we're going to add this to the course too. Might as well, right? I think this would be a nice addition. Okay, let me put the link here. And several of you are already, you need to have an email address, a Gmail address, I think. That's one of the reasons why we're getting rid of the Google Drive thing and going to a different platform. All right, sorry. 1 second, everyone. Okay, let me put this in the chat here. And you guys go ahead and you can click on that, and then I'll have to add you like we always do. I manually add you if you're if you for some reason don't have your access set up for iMusicAcademy. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I want to show you this. This is important. And then we'll finish up by going through the loop and the last chord in the loop. We're going to go about to about 8:40 today. So hang in there. We got another 14 minutes. Okay, let me pull this up very quickly here. And let me add. Let me see if I can find this really quick, guys. Okay. Let me find, there it is right there. Look at that. Okay. Now, let me find this. And I'm going to do, what happened to it? Scale PDF. Okay. So, that's not what I wanted. I have a whole book on this. Scale. Here we go, scale book. Okay, so right here, make sure this is changing. Okay, here we go. Now this is the important part. So as we look through this right here, you see how it says C, D, E, F, comma, G, A, B, C, reverse, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Now, you want to get your major scales, and yesterday, Anthony was asking questions, is it better to learn the scales first or the chord, these chords, right? I think the answer is yes. And the reason is, think about it. If you have these chord formulas and you want to go spell your favorite chord in any key, all you have to know is your major scales and the formula there. So as I look at this right here and I say C, D, E, F, I put a comma, and then I went G, A, B, C. The reason is it's a lot easier to put things in rhythm and shorter sections, just like we do here with block 1 of this chord block from the new course, right? So you go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And I would do that for a while. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. But in rhythm, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then I would practice going backwards. You just look, C, B, A, G. And I even put the reverse out for you guys. C, B, A, G, C, B, A, G, C. And you just wear that out. And then you go C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Put that in rhythm. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Okay, so then if you go down this scale sheet right here, and then I put this major scale fingerings. So you can learn, not only learn these, but learn where the fingers lock up, the middle fingers, and I actually circled that. Now, there's a slight difference between playing a scale 1 octave and then 2 octaves or all of the octaves. It's just one little tweak that you have to do for each scale. But I think it's really important to first learn it in 1 octave. So I put the scale fingerings in there for you guys. And notice that I circled where the middle finger lines up for the fingers together. And I think that's really important as well. So that's the order of sharps right there. And then again, I circled everything, so that should really help you guys out. All right, now this is a game changer right here. This is such a good thing for you guys to do. And what I would do is, especially for my beginners, is take your time with this: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Spend a lot of time on that first one so that you feel confident. You don't have to be at your piano to start thinking about C major scale going up and down. And then once you get comfortable with that, then you say, all right, I'm going to work on G major, G, A, B, C, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. And then I get those 4-note groupings that I find really helpful. All right, so one more thing about these simple ideas is that notice that a lot of my teaching, I talk about things like this: 4-note blocks, 4-note cells. When we do the pentatonic scale, we break it up into 4-note cells, 4 different groups, because a lot of your material on whatever you're doing can fit under the hand in a small amount of material to build confidence. Like if I said C major, Rick, and I go ba-dee-da-dum, ba-dee-da-da-dum, I'm thinking C major. So and now I'm starting to know my C major scale: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? And I go boo-da-da-dum. So then when I go to F major and I build that triad, I go da-da-da-da-bum, ba-da-da-da-bum, ba-da-da-da-dum, right? Da-da-da-da-bum, ba-da-da-da-bum. You see how easy that is when you say, all right, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and I visualize my C triad, and even my beginners know that C major triad. And we go boo da 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 da. Like in our course yesterday that we were going through, the 20 tips for 5-minute practice success. It's such a really cool thing to be able to say, all right, I have the first 5 notes of whatever major scale, and then I can even go boo ba da 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 da, 3 4 5 3 1 1 2 3 4, and then I go boo ba da 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 bum, boo ba da 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 bum ba da 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 bum, bum ba da 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 bum ba da ba da da da. And you don't even have to be at your piano to practice this stuff. Isn't that amazing? All right, let's finish up this lesson. We still have about 8 more minutes, and really want you guys to dig into this. And what I'm going to do is I normally do whenever I put up an additional PDF, I always like to check my email just in case I need to improve anyone that might have signed up during the lesson. All right, so Doug did and Bill did. Let me go ahead and just do this really quickly, guys. I'll do this while we're on the live. And I'll send out an email as well very soon. But all right, so I just sent that to Doug. And then let's see, to Bill. And then let me see, to Vance, also known as the poet that lets you know it. And then to Rick, the Gandalf of iMusicAcademy. Thank you guys for being patient with me. All right, very good. Okay, so let's go ahead and and finish by doing a quick review. You're welcome. You're welcome, Doug. So then you have this right here. Let's practice this one more time. We'll go D minor, get this voicing down, and really quickly you have this idea of practicing in half steps. And yes, I want to make sure that you guys know that I do want you to learn the chord formulas. I want you to learn your major scales, but I also want you to be able to have the freedom to sometimes you just got to play, right? So yes, I'm just have this down. I get this under my fingers, but I want to practice this even without thinking about too much and just playing, right? So it's a balance between just playing and also when we sit on a voicing like this and practice rolling, now maybe go down a half step, another half step. Now I'm on C minor. Now I'm starting to associate C with that E flat triad. Starting to associate B with D. Now another thing we do is we practice in whole steps sometimes. We go I kind of like that. That was a nice sound, wasn't it? What does that make you guys think of when we do that? This is just the first chord in the entire course. All right, now let's keep going. We have 13 people watching. We're going to wind up this lesson by just talking about the last chord, which is our A7. Now this is where we really get that sound that you're looking for. You're looking for some tension, some really beautiful jazz sound. It's part of the loop. So let's go ahead and talk about it. A major scale has 3 sharps, just like we talked about in our other PDF here. And just to clarify something, oh, did I lose it again? Let me do scale book. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in real-time practice. If I go 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I go A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B sharp, C, D. Okay, very good. A, B, C sharp, D, A, B, C sharp, D. Now I'm going to practice the other one, E, F sharp, G, A. Now eventually I'll put it all together, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A. You can do this anywhere, away from the piano, taking a walk, whatever you want to do. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A. Then I work on it going backwards. A, G sharp, F sharp, E, 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 and then I go D, C sharp, B, A, D, C sharp, B, A. So then I'm A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A. I had to learn those in college. I had a week to learn them. Everybody else had been doing music, and they said, the first week, they said, you have to learn your major scales and your minor scales. I'm like, what's a major scale? So anyway, this was the idea I came up with. I remember I was working a job, and I had to learn it, and I was thinking, all right, how am I going to learn these? A, B, C sharp, D. And so it's kind of crazy that I thought about that a long time ago. But this idea is really helpful. I think you're going to find it helpful. Okay, so watch this. As I do that, now I have to say, if I know, now I've learned the major scale, and there's the major scale. It's probably going to click off if I do. I don't want to click off. But basically, I wish I could get to it without clicking off. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, okay. So I'll go down here and you see your order of sharps. There it is right there. Shows you the fingering. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A. And for my beginners, just do right hand only. From a little more experience, see where the middle fingers line up. And then once you get that, then you're going to start saying, all right, the chord is root, flat 7, flat 9, 3, and 13. Now, how do you get from an octave, A to A, how do you get the major 7? There's your major 7, and there's your flat 7. So you go down a whole step from your root, and that gives you the flat 7. In the right hand, you're going to go the second note of the A major scale, which is B, and you're going to flat it. So we have root, flat 7, flat 9, the third note of the A major scale, which is C sharp, and the 13, which is F sharp. So now we have this chord voicing right here, and it's a chord formula: root, flat 7, flat 9, 3, 13. So in the key of G, the same thing: root, flat 7, flat 9, 3, and 13. So I could spend a little time with that. But almost just as important is notice that that's an E triad in my right hand. G with an E, okay? That's an F sharp triad with A. Okay, let's put it all together here, and then we'll call it a day, all right? So make sure you like this video again. I'm going to check to see how many people have liked this video and are enjoying it. Let's see what happened. 5 people. That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad right now. Maybe it's more. Sometimes it doesn't update quickly. All right, we have 14 people watching. Thank you guys so much for watching this lesson here on the new courses coming out soon. And for all the people who are members, I hope you enjoy your PDF of Block 1. Here we go. I'm going to show you guys, so we have this voicing that I want you to, or this block I want you to work on, and yes, you have it in all keys, but don't get overwhelmed. Like if you want to, you can say, all right, today I'm going to go and work on, let me pick one more of those. I'm looking at the wrong, yeah, there we go. So let's find one more. Let's find one that'll be easier for us here. Let's just find a good one. Maybe G. So G minor, and there's my B flat triad, and we're going to go here, and we're going to go here, and then look at this right here. Listen to that. There it is. It's a little bit higher, so it's going to sound a little bit different. And also notice how I'm rolling it up again. And I would even practice that kind of thing. My stands in a way so I can't really get up there. But notice that my F has that A triad right there. And I go. Just listen to what it sounds like lower. It's a little bit low. Kind of mysterious, actually. All right, now the last thing we're going to do is go back to the top here, and I have one more tip for you guys that we talked about yesterday. It's so important. If I play this first D minor, which is 2, and then I go 5, what a beautiful sounding chord that is right there, G13 flat 9. But what's so amazing is that with a G7 chord, let's just say for instance, you can play this 13 voicing. So instead of the flat 9, you can go a natural 9, which gives us just a bluesy G chord. And notice that I'm practicing this in half steps. Also notice that this is a 4th voicing. I realize I'm a little bit over time, but I'm having too much fun with you guys, but we're almost done. Just remember that how much you can change the color of the voicing just by going up to a major 7 in the left hand. Again, dominant, bluesy sounding. Listen how nice that is. And then if I want that major sound, listen how beautiful that is. That's root, major 7, root 7, 3, 13, and 9. Or you can say, sorry, 3, 6, 9. Be a better thing to say. And I had that 4th voicing in the right hand. All right. What a fun lesson. Oh, Vicky, thank you so much. Vicky, thank you so much for the generous donation. She's already a member and donating to the stream. Thank you guys so much. That's really awesome. For those of you who are not members of the any of the academies, we do have a YouTube channel that is now 10 people strong and growing. Well, I say it's growing. It's not growing. It's not losing anyone. But anyway, we have an amazing YouTube membership now. Thank you for that. And also thank you to our All Access Academy and our Chord Academy. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys are enjoying your PDFs and learning all this stuff. We do have a new course coming out soon, which I'm excited about. And thank you, Vicky, for your donation. Anybody that wants to donate to our stream just because you want to help out, that's always awesome. So thank you, Vicky, for that. That's very kind of you. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Go practice stuff. It's growing musically. I would agree with that, Vance. Vance is always the man with so much wisdom in the things that he says. He's the poet that lets you know it. Yeah, we're still at 10 strong. We had when I launched the YouTube membership, we were at 10 members almost immediately, and then not anyone else, except for we have had several people from our All Access group join the membership on YouTube, which they don't have to. They have all access. But you do have to join it if you want access to it. It's just kind of a weird because I can't just add people unless they're a part of it. It just won't let me do it. Dave, hey, everybody say hey really quickly to Dave P. Dave P is in the building. He's an all access member. Dave's leaving on a plane. And you guys know that from Dave has been a longtime member of iMusicAcademy, and he's the one that was going to play golf. He was on the tarmac, about to take off on the plane, and we wrote Dave's leaving on a plane. Dave's leaving on a plane. It's so much faster than the train. They tried to tell him it's the same, but it's so much faster than the train. I tried my best to explain. Dave's leaving on a plane. What did I put that in? I put that in one of our courses as well. It's in our family songbook, but also I put it in maybe 20 tips. That's such a great song. Dave's leaving on a plane. Hold up. Since you guys are so amazing, let's put that. Let me see if I can get that and put it in the chat. 1 second. Dave's leaving on. Dave is like epic. All right, here we go. Yeah, make sure you say hey to Dave. And who else came in? T-Man, Dave's, Vicky. All right, I want to make sure I see everybody. Okay, here we go. Let me just look for Dave's leaving on a plane. Let me look in Google Drive. Dave's. Here we go. Oh, this is actually for. We have it for trio voicing and for solo piano. What do you guys want? Trio or solo? Let's vote really quickly. Trio voicing has just you use it with your make sure you guys can see that. Yeah, trio voicing is like here. Dave's leaving on a plane, and 2 and 3 and 4. It's so much faster than the train. They tried to tell him it's the same, but it's so much slower on the train. I tried my best to explain. Dave's leaving on a plane. All right, so you guys want it or solo piano? Dave's leaving on a plane. So much faster than the train. They tried to tell him it's the same. Which one do you want? Let's see. Solo. Awesome. Yeah, Dave, you're famous. Rick says solo. All right. Rick is the Gandalf of iMusicAcademy. Rick decides today. All right, let me find it for solo piano. 1 second. So Dave's leaving on a plane with lyrics and solo. All right, we're going to do this. Download, and I'm going to put it. Everybody's going to get this. Hang on to our community. I don't care if you're a member or not, okay? So I'm going to give this to everybody. Just hang in there. But somebody, please, somebody who's not a member, somebody else say hey in the chat. That's what has to happen. Somebody who's not a member has to say something, and then we're going to make it for everybody. How about that? Be bold. Say hello. All right, here we go. New folder. We're going to call this Dave's Leavin' folder. But Dave's not leaving on a plane. All right, here's the folder. And then let's put the file in there. Tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to go downloads. There's that. And you're going to get I'm going to do both. Let's do both. I'm almost out of storage. That's not good. All right, let's do the trio voicing as well. One second. Doug asked for it. Dave's leaving. One second. Dave's. All right, there's the jazzy. There's 4 on the floor. There is. Maybe it's this one. Yes, here we go. Okay. Well, let me see how I can add this. Okay. All right, now we've got that, and I'm going to do share, copy. Let me make sure it's going to be shared to everybody. This is not going to be restricted for right now. As long as the likes are coming in, comments, yeah, if people keep commenting on this and enjoying that, somebody says hello, then we're going to do it. Just want you guys to practice. There we go. Okay, there you go. So, hey, anybody who wants Dave's Leaving on a Plane, in honor of Dave showing up, go grab that. You guys are awesome. And it's two PDFs. I put Dave's Leaving on a Plane solo and Dave's Leaving. All right, so I think Tyler is the one who helped get this for our entire YouTube community. Let's just see this really quickly. And somebody verify that you easily downloaded this. Tyler, what's going on? Yeah, Tyler made it so you guys can do it. Exactly, Tyler. It's exactly what it is. 12-bar blues. As you guys know, I have tons of blues courses that use this kind of rhythm. I think this was in solo piano. Dave's leaving on a plane. And the main thing about this was that it was based on the pentatonic scale. So you do have a little bluesy thing, but it's all pentatonic. And with our communities, we're always doing songs for our members, which is awesome. That's right. Very cool. Yeah, so all right, so go ahead and let me know that you guys downloaded that. Oh, I need to put this in the description as well because we're going to probably have some people after this is over that want this, okay? What I would ask for you guys to do is if you download it, just to say hello, like leave a comment on the video and like the video. That would be helpful. So I'll do Dave's Leaving on a Plane. And I put a little link. It's not locked down or anything, so all you have to do is click on it. That's in honor of Dave showing up. Dave always hanging out, but so glad that you're able to join us this morning. All right, guys, as we always do, make sure you say goodbye to each other. I've been doing some file maintenance here, and so I'm trying to get back to the chat so I can see you guys. Let me just click here. Okay. All right. Everybody's got it. All right, Dave downloaded his own song. All right, stay tuned for the new course that's coming out, everyone. And again, I want to thank our All Access group who've been supporting me for years and years. Those who are in Chord Academy, who are also very important. You guys, we go live every Tuesday, every Friday. Chord Academy goes live every Monday, every Thursday. And of course, All Access has access to all of the files, all of the academies, etc., and all of the courses. Thank you to those of you who are able to support financially to iMusicAcademy. Also, thank you for the donations that come in. Vicky, thank you so much for the $4 donation. Every little bit helps. You guys know that we have a really awesome community, and I'm trying to ramp things up, and we're continuing to do some lives for our YouTube community, because I want you guys to know what it's like to be in one of our academies. And other than that, I hope you have a fantastic day. And a shout out to Tyler for taking the time to say hello in the chat. Tyler, you give it up for Tyler for giving access to the entire YouTube community. And all I ask that you guys do is download it, leave a comment that you downloaded, and if you enjoy the content from iMusicAcademy, let me know by leaving comments. And I will say the last thing. For our YouTube community, for any of our all access members, we fixed the ability to leave comments at iMusicAcademy.com. There was an error and you couldn't even do it, an error, and my web guy fixed it. So you can actually leave a comment on any of the products that we have, any of the courses or whatever. And I just want other people to know what's out there. All right. Have a great one. And Dave, have a great day, Dave. We hope to see you on another stream very soon. All right, guys, be good. You have 30 seconds. There it is right there. Flat 9. And if you made it to the very end while they're saying bye, here's a little fun little jazzy tip for you guys. You can do this. So if you're on C, you go C up chromatically up, C up to G, and go minor third to major third, and do the same thing on F. I'll do it one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 1. Do it on F, the third. Third. I do tons of licks like that where I'm doing like that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. There's another bonus. All right, guys, have a good one.